GTNT is ready to go again this Christmas, and I've invited the artistic director, Jennifer Dawn Bishop, to come and give us some insight into her new role and what's happening down on 20th Street. Jennifer, thank you for making time.
Thank you for having me.
Talk a little bit about yourself and the theater and what's happening with you and this upcoming season.
Well, to keep it not such a long explanation on myself, because when I first started with, well, at the time it was called Saskatoon Native Theatre Company, now renamed the Tootoosis Nīkānīwin Theatre. We started out with the Circle of Voices program, and that was back in 1999. So I was actually 13 years old when I got into the program, and it absolutely changed my life. You know, it helped me to build confidence and to learn more about my culture, because I had no idea what even Métis meant. Even filling out the form, I asked my parents, I was like, what does this mean? Status, Métis, this, and they're like, oh, you marked Métis. I was like, okay, and I never bothered to question it. We didn't grow up culturally inclined, so when I did the program, it was just such an eye-opening experience. And at that age, you want to do a lot of things. I wanted to be an all-star basketball player, poet, but as soon as I did the program, it clicked into place in what I wanted to do, and I wanted to work my way and stay devoted in the theater arts and with that company in particular. So I did whatever I could, whether it was volunteering or learning to be a drama facilitator for their summer programming. And after I graduated high school, I was lucky enough to work there full time and doing acting and learning everything behind the scenes along the way. So it was just such a privilege to be a part of that, and starting at a young age and getting as much experience in learning about arts and culture along the way. And you know, it's just something that I wanted to stay with, and it's because of everything that the program did for me. I wanted to give back and share with other individuals as well. So I actually ended up taking over being the Circle of Voices coordinator for 3 years. So I went out to all the schools, started recruiting, and wanted to do whatever I can to help them have the same experience that I had growing up. And now everything that I've done along the way, working with the company, having a chance to work with other companies in Toronto, and working at the Globe Theatre in their conservatory program, now has led me to being the new artistic director of GTNT. So to say the least, it's been a heck of a ride.
It's awesome. I'm a big fan of yours and the work you've done, especially with the Christmas stories that have happened over the years. And then with the announcement, I remember seeing the media release that you were named as the artistic director, and I just thought it was a nice transition, just like you said, to kind of go through the beginning steps and evolve through the company and just continue to push the envelope a little bit, you know, in terms of the programming and things of that nature.
Absolutely, because I really care about the program. The Circle of Voices is the heart and soul of the company, and that's where my heart lies. So that's why I wanted to, and I was reluctant about taking on such a role, because there's so many talented individuals out there that have years of experience, and I have experience, but not to that extent. But they wanted me in that role because they knew where my heart belonged. I care about the company, I care about the programs, and I'm willing to do whatever I can to keep that company going, because it means so much to me and everyone that goes through the program. And it's not just once they do COV, that's it for them. We always invite them back for other projects, so it's a continuing cycle and helping them grow as artists. So a lot of the people that work through our company are past Circle of Voices alumni, and they're always coming around to see who the new batch of COV are, and they're there to support. So we're still a nice big family, and we check in with each other and give them opportunities when they arise.
When someone enters the program itself, what types of things can they expect, or is it limited to a certain number of people? It depends on funding, I suppose.
Yeah, it depends on funding, and as much as we'd love to cater to a massive group, but we could only have so much. So we try to at least take up to 15 individuals. We won't always finish the program with 15 individuals, but whatever the number we have, we do our best to give them the best experience possible, because there is no other program like this where it's free for these individuals, where some programs that would cost money in wanting to like learn the different areas of theater or meeting other artists. You know, the only big thing about this program is the commitment part. And it can be hard because you're either going to school or working a job or being a young single parent. But what's really great about our program is we do what we can to accommodate and just like do whatever we can so they could help, we could help them succeed in continuing to finish graduating from the program.
So some of the projects or would I call them plays that you do?
I mean, we do more than plays. Theater has more areas to it. So aside from the plays, we do have other outreach programs. One of the other programs we started was called the Playhouse program, and where we actually pick like 5 schools within Saskatoon, and we send someone there, and they're working with the kids for 6 months over the lunch hour time, and getting them introduced to theater at a younger age, but also learning to do group collaborations. And their goal is to also put on a 15-minute performance at a festival, and it's catered to their ideas. So we don't come in with a play for them. We get to know the kids and what kind of style that they want to do. So they'll come up with the most creative stories, and all we do is we try to structure it, build costumes, put music to it or lighting, and it gets them more invested when they know that it's based on their ideas, characters, or they could take any idea. One of my favorite, well, there was many favorite pieces that these kids come up with. They came up with Cinderzilla because they had a thing for Godzilla, but also Cinderella. So we're like, all right, we're going to put that together, and that's what you guys will perform. And it's such a ball seeing what these kids are capable of. And some of them don't always want to act in the play, so we find other jobs for them to be fully incorporated in there. Some of them want to help with building costumes or helping with the storytelling, or they want to do makeup design. One kid had an interest in wanting to do lighting design. So we rented some lighting equipment and we set them up in front of it. I was like, okay, here, do you want to design these scenes? And it wasn't just for his school. I was like, you know what, I need someone to do lighting for the other performances. So he ran the lights for like all 5 plays, and it's just phenomenal with how involved they could get at such a young age in building that relationship with theater in them.
I think it's magical, especially, I hadn't realized it was that long since 1999 in your case, but following it over the years, it's been heartwarming to say the least, and now we have something coming up called the Vegas Vacation.
Yes.
And I guess I'm another fan, but Curtis has written again. I know that it's quite a challenge and time-consuming to do this, so hats off to him for going out there and providing that for us. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, Vegas Vacation, the last time it was put on, it was in 2006. At that time, I was actually acting in the show. So we're really excited to bring it back to the stage because it's one of the few ones that hasn't been remounted yet. So having, asking Curtis to being able to update it. And it's also, it's fun, but it's also a challenge because now I'm staring at this play from a different perspective. So I'm not actually the one telling the story, but I'm guiding it from a different view. So what helps is the group that I'm working with. These actors that are fully devoted in telling these Cookham stories and bringing on new people too to help tell this a story, and it's just such a treat to have it back on the stage.
And when will it be, and where is it going to be held at?
It's going to go on a week tour in Saskatchewan, and then it's going to have a nice week here. December 6th to the 10th at the Broadway Theatre. So you could start calling for tickets now at the Broadway Theatre box office, and then it'll finish off with another tour. So it's coming up fast, and I'm really excited for new audiences to come in, or other people to come bring back that nostalgic feeling from the last time they saw it.
It is a hoot, and hats off to you when I saw it then. What can people expect in the next little while? I know it depends a little bit, you mentioned on funding, depends on some grant opportunities. What would you like to see the theatre do in the next little while, 6 months to a year, if you had that?
Well, if we had
Magic
the
wand.
right amount of funding, I think we would up what we already do. I'd love for us to put on like extra shows, or really step up with our outreach aspect of the company, because we have only so many bodies. We had I was actually running 5 schools by myself with an assistant, and you know, whatever amounts that we get, that helps us, because then we could bring on more people to hire on, and we could reach out to other schools for their audiences, and maybe explore some new programming that we haven't had the capacity to do with. And just whatever amount we get, it goes towards our season, and it goes towards funding the Circle of Voices program. Because although it's free for them, there's still costs that goes involved in bringing in the artists and being able to put on their own show and their stories, and hiring all the artists to go to support that with them.
So there may be a sponsorship opportunity out there, and
Absolutely.
people wanted to participate that way. I want to thank you, Jennifer, for making time and coming and enlightening us, and thank you for all the work that you've done in the community, and I wish you the best of success in your new role.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.